All right, everyone. So today we will be taking a look at this beautiful opening scene. It had a lot in it. Can I just say, right? We go from eggs to Monolophosaurus to the hint of Tabo, kind of the tease like they did with Scorpius Rex, building it up. It was extremely awesome. I don't think Monolophosaurus has died, so almost every carnivore in the franchise has died at this point. I think the only one that's lived is like Pyroraptor, Spinosaurus. I don't know if a Raptor actually died. So, but Darius first finds his camcorder here. And then you have Monolophosaurus jump scaring him, kind of, is it going to eat him? And this actually provides so much story, right? Like, we have eggs, which I want to discuss, and then we have Monolophosaurus, which is incredibly important on its own, and how this affected future seasons of Camp Cretaceous, and how it might just be canon. So, how could it be canon? Well, people are saying it's not canon. Officials are saying it's not canon. So, I have a feeling Tarbosaurus is at least canon. And this is why. Darius, what he does, right? He says, Monolophosauruses usually tend to stick to themselves. In the season 3, episode 3 episode, I think. Yeah, that was it. And then, next thing you know, they're swarmed by like 20 Monolophosauruses in Kenji's penthouse. So it's like, Darius, are you a liar? Did you really just say that Monolophosauruses are loners? Which, when he looks at the Monolophosaurus first in season 3 of episode 3, he is like, he's just seeing it as a loner basically. So of course he says it's a loner. And where did he get the idea that they were loners when about 20 of them came swarming in? I would say it's from this hidden adventure, right? Would that technically class this opening scene as canon? Every other choice after that, not canon, so Rexy vs. Tabo, probably not canon, although very cool, but not really canon. Well, yeah, you don't have to choose anything in the opening scene until you get to the vine or tree bit. Everything before then is canon, if you think about it. So that makes Tarbosaurus canon for anyone who was worried, no, Tarbosaurus, not going to be in the franchise, it's not canon. Maybe it is, maybe it is. And all those eggs too are canon. But yeah, Darius's only experience, we could assume, with that Monolophosaurus was the one in the nest. And then the only other time he saw it was after that, in season 3, episode 3, at Kenji's penthouse, leading to the evidence where he thought they were loners, because the Monolophosaurus attacking him in the Tabu nest was a loner. It didn't have anyone beside it, so fair enough reason for Darius to think that. Yeah, it was very cool Monolophosaurus. It was one of the purpley yellow colors, so I really like that one. The green's cool. Actually, I really do like the green. All of them are really cool, but there's something about the purple man. It's just perfect. But yeah, besides that, Tarbosaurus being canon. And not just Tarbosaurus, but all of those eggs too. Eggs! That is right. Could we have a bunch of Tarbos loose on our head? And you gotta think, Tarbosaurus is about as big as Rexy, right? And not only that, but unless Tarbosaurus can undergo parthenogenesis, which I highly doubt it can, considering Blue had specialized genes, and Scorpius Rex was part raptor, so I assume it wasn't just the frog DNA, and Darius was just oversimplifying. I reckon there could be a male Tarbosaurus on the island, considering in Camp Cretaceous they say this one that was hunting them was a female. So there could be a male Tarbosaurus somewhere on the island. And in Fallen Kingdom, right? We didn't see them on the boat, but Colin Trevorrow has said J.A. Bayona, the director of Fallen Kingdom, was only pointing his camera at certain dinosaurs, right? You didn't see Suchomimus on the boat, but it was probably there. You didn't see... Who else? There's so many to think of. Dimorphodon. You didn't see Dimorphodon on the boat, it was probably there. Who knows, who knows? So, I would have assumed the Tarbosaurus eggs hatched. But then again, you got to think survival of the fittest, right? Where the runts are all gonna probably die out. I mean, if you've seen Prehistoric Planet, you can get an idea from that. And they're swimming across the water, right? The Mosasaurus picks off the little baby T-Rexes. I think that's how it goes. It's been a couple of months since I watched that. But yeah, I would assume not all of those Tabos are surviving, because that's a lot if you think about it. That could almost be like the Matthew Broderick Godzilla when all the baby Godzillas hatch, and it's like, is our world about to become Godzilla infested? You could think the same in Dominion. Is our world about to become Tarbosaurus infested? Because if you take the Tarbosauruses to the mainland, right, and all of the eggs that you took, that's a lot of Tarbos. How many eggs were there? There was like 8 or 9. So obviously survival of the fittest comes into play, where some are going to be out of the picture. So we're probably going to be left with like 2 Tarbosauruses or something, which is kind of fair. That's kind of the circle, like, and then you would want to hope those 2 Tarbosauruses aren't mating together for obvious reasons, but or they could. You never know with the dinosaur world, right? Yeah, but imagine that. Because Rexy on the mainland was a problem on her own. Imagine like a whole group of Tarbosauruses, right? Like, geez. The amount of them as well. Like, even Allosaurus seemed to be alone. Like, all of the carnivores, alone. Although the Tarbosauruses, they wouldn't be in groups. They'd probably, like, split off. But still, there would be, like, a crud ton of them to deal with. So, you know, let's hope at least one Tarbo got saved. And they don't overpopulate the planet, right? Fingers crossed. I think it's safe to assume Tarbosaurus most likely canon, considering it was revealed before of the, all this stuff. But anyway, hope you guys liked. Make sure to comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you all later. Bye, everyone.